Hey guys, welcome back to E-Bike Random Adventures. Today we're going to be taking a look at this bike from Lacros e-bike. This one is called the Lacros Pinecone. This bike does come with a 500 watt nominal, 1000 watt peak hub drive motor in the rear. It is powered by a 48 volt, 12.8 amp hour battery that is tucked up inside this foldable frame. The website does say this battery has Samsung cells. So as you might be able to tell by this big latch right here, this is a folding electric bike. It also folds here at the handlebars. So if you're looking for a bike that you can pack up, fold up, that's portable, that you can put in the trunk of your vehicle, take on a trip with you somewhere, this could possibly be the bike for you. This bike does weigh in at 69 pounds, which is a little bit on the lighter end of e-bikes. So a lot of these folding e-bikes are really tiny. This one is a little bit more of a substantially sized bike. It does say it could fit riders from 5'4" all the way up to 6'5", and it does have a 300-pound weight limit. Let's put this seat on minimum and let's check it out. The minimum seat height for the bike is actually 35.4 inches. So with a minimum seat height of 35.4 inches, this is definitely not a tiny bike. I am 6 foot tall with 32, 33 inch inseams. Let me step over this bike right here. I can stand flat-footed pretty comfortably. There's really not much space below me, so I feel like 5'4" might be a little bit optimistic. But if I stand up on my tippy toes, I do have 3 or 4 inches below me, so somebody a little bit smaller than me can definitely ride this bike. Let's check out the maximum seat height. It is supposed to fit riders up to 6'5". Does have kind of a long seat post. Does say 33.9 millimeters if you want a suspension seat post. You do get the numbers on the back here. Let's put it at minimum insertion. So that's the seat on maximum height, guys. It is too tall for me at 6 foot tall, so this bike can definitely fit some tall riders. Let's check out the handlebars. They can go up and down also. That's your minimum handlebar height. That's your maximum handlebar height. So you do get about 6 inches of adjustment there. One nice feature of this Pinecone bike is it does have full suspension. You get a basic dual crown fork up front. You do get a shock absorber back here in the back, and the bike does come with a heavy duty rack. As far as speed and range goes, the Pinecone bike does have a claim top speed of 21 miles per hour and a maximum range of up to 50 miles. With a speed of 21 miles per hour, you are more likely to get long range out of a bike like this. All right, guys, I'm going to show you how the bike folds up. In addition to the bike being able to fold up, the front tire is a quick remove tire. You don't need any tools to get the front tire off. You just pop the skewer off. So if you really want to lighten this bike up, that's another way to make it light and portable. All right, guys, this thing has a quick fold up time. Let's fold this bike up. First, put the handlebars down. Unlock the mechanism here on the back. Fold the handlebars over. There is a little lock mechanism here. Then you can pop this metal lock open. The bike has a handle welded into the frame here. Just grab a hold of that. That's an easy one to fold, guys. Some of these are hard to fold. That went really easy. Then the bike can sit down on its little knee. This was definitely one of the easier, faster ones to fold up that I've tried. If you want to get the battery out, you fold the bike like this. You unlock it with the key. Then you can pull the battery out of the frame. It does say nominal voltage 48, charged voltage 54.6, rated capacity 12.8 amp hours, 614 watt hours. You slide the battery back in, you lock it back into place with the key. You do need the key to stay in the bottom of the bike. You can turn the bike on and off with the key, so that is a good security feature. Let me hop back on here. I want to see how the suspension feels. It's a little bit more on the firm side. Let me get you in here and take a look at some of the features. All right, guys, starting in the front, the bike does have the 20x4 inch fat tires. There's your quick release mechanism right there. The front fork is branded Lacros as well. No adjustments on the front fork. Here's a look at your little headlight. Press and hold the plus button to turn it on. Pretty bright. This is what the mechanism for the folding handlebars looks like. You just pull this little latch up right here. Then you can pop this open. Let's take a look at the frame. There's that integrated welded in handle right here. That's really nice. This bike has some beautiful welds on it. Looks really solid. This is the latching mechanism for the folding part. Open this little lock right here. Pop this open. Simple as that. Pop it back into place. Put the little latch in so it doesn't open. Here's a look at the rear suspension. It is a basic shock absorber. It does say Lacros on it. No adjustments here. The frame does pivot right down here at the bottom. All right, guys, let's take a look at the crankset. This is a nice pro wheel crankset. I like these. These are a little bit more heavy duty on the crank arms. The bike does have folding pedals, but these are made out of metal, guys. These are going to be a little bit stronger than those cheap plastic folding pedals. Pretty solid. This does have the double-sided chain guard here to help keep your chain in place. Back in the back, you do get the Shimano Tourney TZ derailleur. This does have a 7-speed Shimano cassette. Bash guard is already installed. Here's a look at the hub drive motor, 48 volts, 500 watts nominal. They do say this peaks out at 1,000 watts. Here's a look at the rear rack. This thing looks pretty beefy and solid. Does have some nice welded brackets here. And the rack is removable if you want to. Back in the rear, you do get this tail light and brake light. Here's a look at the saddle, guys. It does say Lacros on the back, and it does feel like it has some pretty good padding. This bike comes with mechanical disc brakes. I don't see any brand on the calipers. They do have 160 millimeter rotors. You get the same setup in the rear. There's your kickstand. All right, guys, let's look at the handlebars. You do get some round hand grips here. These are leather wrapped. They are locked into place with bolts. There's your mechanical brake levers. You can adjust the cables here. This is your display. Press and hold the M to power it up. You get your speedometer, your odometer, your battery life. Up here at the top, you do get your power level that goes up and down while you're riding. Right here is your pedal assist level. This can go up 5 levels. If you cycle through the M, you get trip, voltage, current, timer, back to odometer. These handlebars can be quick released right here. If you want to change the rotation of them, then lock it back down. This is the quick release mechanism right here to change the level of the handlebars. Very easy to use. Over on the right side, you do get the Shimano 7-speed shifter, and you do get a quarter twist throttle. All right, guys, let's take this Lacros e-bike Pinecone out for a ride. All right, guys, let me start out by pedaling the bike with no power at all. Let's see how it feels. This is on gear 3. Let me get it down to gear 2 here. It's got a little bit of weight to it, but you can get it going with no power. If you just want to get a regular bike workout, you can do that. Or if some reason your battery went dead, you'd be able to still pedal the bike home. Yeah, once I got here on the flat part, it's actually pretty easy. Let's try pedal assist 1. All right. Power kicked on instantly, no delay. Just giving us about 5-6 miles an hour here. Let's try 2. Gives us about 8 miles an hour, 8 or 9. Let's try 3. Feel a little bump in power there. Getting gear 3. Pretty good pedaling speed here. About 10.5 miles an hour. Let's try 4. Pretty big jump in power there. Get it in gear 4. This is going to be another good pedaling speed. Pedal assist 4. It's giving me 14. Still going up. Now 14-15 miles an hour, pedal assist 4. We get up to the radar gun. We will try the top speed on pedal assist 5. Let's stop here. We're going to do the hill climb. This bike feels pretty torquey. I know it doesn't have a super high top speed. The top speed is like supposed to be 21. We'll test that out. But it does feel like it has a lot of low end grunt. So let's go ahead and do this hill climb here. Pedal assist 5. Accelerates pretty well. It's definitely got the gear ratios where you can pedal up to top speed. So I like that a lot. I'm not really putting in any force on the pedals right now. I'm just kind of rotating them, let the motor do the work. The bike actually did really well. We almost maintained 16. It was like 15.6. So this is definitely a strong, torquey bike for having a 500 watt nominal, 1000 watt peak motor. It did just fine up the hill climb. Actually, it did better than some of the 750 bikes that I test. So how does the bike feel overall? Feels pretty nimble, feels pretty lightweight. I mean, 60 something pounds is pretty light for an e-bike these days. A lot of these are 80, 90, 100 pounds. Feels good to pedal. I probably could raise my seat up a little bit, but my pedal stroke feels pretty decent. So yeah, if you put this thing in top gear 7 on the max speed setting, the pedaling cadence is really nice. They got this bike geared well. The gearing matches up with the speed. There's so many of these e-bikes where you run out of gear before you get to the top speed, and that's kind of annoying because then you're ghost pedaling or you can't keep up at all. This one you can actually pedal and keep up just fine with the speed that the bike gives you. The brakes feel pretty good, feel pretty strong. We will test them out up here ahead. Let's check our throttle here. So you can use the throttle whenever you want. It's not tied to the pedal assist level. Let's check if you can do part throttle. Yes, you can. You can maintain a low speed with the throttle. The bike does not have cruise control, but it's pretty easy to hold a steady speed with this twist throttle. No problem at all. Let's test our brakes out from about the maximum speed. All right, these are mechanical disc brakes, but they can lock up the tires. Left a trail of rubber there. They stopped us really well. They don't have any branding on them, on the levers or anything, but they definitely feel more than sufficient for this bike. You can easily lock up the tires if you pull them hard. This bike being lightweight, this is all the brakes you need. Yeah, these can get you stopped pretty quick. All right, guys, let's do an acceleration run, throttle only, pedal assist 5. Let's go. The bike has a claim top speed of 21, so we'll see if it can achieve that. I'm gonna start putting in pedaling now. We'll see what kind of speed we can get. All right, I was actually able to get up to 22 miles an hour, which is a little bit faster than their claim top speed. It was showing 23.5 on the onboard. That was with me putting in a little bit of pedaling. Let's go take our little trail over here. This is a full suspension e-bike. Even though it's a basic suspension with no adjustments, let's try it out here, see how it feels. I'm loving the torque on this bike. Feels pretty good. This bike has plenty of power for off-roading, guys. The way they got this thing geared, it pulls pretty hard down low. It might not have a super high top speed, but it's definitely strong down low. Since this bike is so torquey, I want to bring it over here and try this little hill out. Pretty steep little hill over here. Let me show you what that looks like. Got a pretty good angle on it. Just gonna get a slight rolling start. I'm gonna stay seated here, see if I can make it up. No problem whatsoever. Let's try a little bit steeper part of it here. Heck yeah, man, this thing's got the torque. I'm gonna go over here and try this on a hill that no bike makes it up. We'll see how far we get on this thing. Let's try this here. This is a ridiculous hill. All right, pretty impressive, guys. I've never actually been all the way up here. This is a huge hill. The bike was still powering me up. I kind of fell backwards off the bike just because of the steepness of the hill. But this is really impressive that I was able to even get up this high. Now, getting down is going to be another story here. Just drag the brakes on the way down. Yeah, guys, we made it about 3/4 of the way up that hill before I fell off the bike. but the bike was still pulling. Let's go run the bike on the trail over here. Since it is full suspension and it's got all this low end torque, I think it's gonna do pretty well on the trail, so let's try it out. I'm gonna stay seated here, see how it feels. Not bad at all. You got that rear shock. This bike seems to be a pretty good trail rider, guys. Here's some big bumps. Powered on through. Heck yeah. You gotta watch out on these dried leaves. It's a beautiful day out here. This is normally where I stop. But I want to see if we can make it across over here. Uh-oh, we got water in the creek here. All right, guys, this might look easy on camera, but this is really thick grass, a little bit wet, and it's uphill. It's actually quite hard to get up here. This thing is pulling us on up. It's got excellent torque. So yeah, we made it. We made it all the way up here, man. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with that. I'm gonna turn it around here. Hey, we got some walnuts. I think they've been on the ground a little bit too long, though. I think those are walnuts. I know where to go next year. I want to get some. So yeah, a lot of people use these bikes to go to their hunting tree stand and stuff. This one can get you there. For being a single motor bike, it can definitely pull through this off-roading. I am going to stand up for the way back, see how it feels standing up. A lot of fun, guys. It's got that grunt to it. All right, back out here on the road. This is actually my second time riding this bike, guys, because my footage got lost. Had to come back out and ride it again. And I enjoy the bike, I really do. Let's try these speed bumps. Sitting down. Nice and smooth. So essentially what they've done on this bike is they have traded a high top speed for a lot more low end grunt. And I think that's a pretty fair trade-off. I think I prefer to have the bike like this with the low end torque and not quite as high of a top speed. I've ridden some recently, some bikes that could do 32 miles an hour, but they didn't have any low end grunt at all. And that's worse. I think it's much better to have a bike like this where you got the low end grunt and not quite as high of a top speed. Because my average riding speed anyhow when I'm out pedaling around and stuff is about 20 miles an hour. That's a good speed to get good range on. You're not going 35 miles an hour, so your battery's not taking a big dive. This is where it's at for me, guys, right here. 15 miles an hour, gear 6, gear 5 or 6. Let me try 5. Yeah, either one of these gears feels good to pedal in. 15 miles an hour, you're gonna get some good range out of this bike. You can see our power meter there. At this speed and this pedal cadence, we're hardly putting in any power up there at the top. So you're gonna get long range like that. Overall, it's a nice ride, guys. The suspension is just basic, but it feels fine. It's definitely isolating you from the bumps. The seat's okay. You could upgrade this seat and this bike will be pretty awesome to ride on. All right, guys, it's getting dark out. I stopped over here to give you my final thoughts on the bike before it gets completely dark on us. I have put 13 miles on this bike on this ride. It's only dropped 2 of the battery bars. So this bike is really sipping the power, seems to be really efficient. It's gonna get long range. I can't give you the exact range number, but they do claim of up to 50 miles of range. I do believe from what I'm seeing right now that I'm gonna get somewhere between 30 and 40 miles of range on this bike, which is really good. That's what your taillight looks like, pretty cool. Got to adjust this headlight beam down just a little bit here. But you can see it is a pretty bright, tight headlight beam. Definitely be visible with that. Guys, I thought it was a real sturdy bike. The brakes, for being mechanical disc brakes, were surprisingly strong. Could lock up these tires easily. This bike only weighs in at 69 pounds. So if you need a bike that's foldable and portable and not too heavy to pick up, this might be the one for you. You do get that rear rack. The bike has pretty good range. It is a full suspension bike. Even though it's a basic suspension setup, it feels pretty decent off-road. If I was gonna upgrade anything on this bike pretty early on, it would probably be I would get a little bit better seat than this one. This is not bad, guys, but you know, if you put a nice seat on this, combine that with that suspension, that thing's gonna be pretty comfortable to ride. All right, guys, if the Lacros Pinecone is the e-bike for you, I will put the link for this bike in the description below the video. If there's any discount codes, it will be there also. Go to their website. Lacros has a lot of other bikes you can check out also. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel for more e-bike and scooter content like this. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll catch you in the next one.